Julio passed away, and just a few hours later, Yungeen Ace had a diss track out where he was being real disrespectful. He was just cooking this man that just died. But the thing with this situation, it kind of had people looking at Ace like hip-hop's next boogeyman. His #1 op, the person he done hated and beefed with for years, just passed away, and he had a diss track on deck. But how did we get here? Why was these two even beefing to begin with? Well, this go back years. Yungeen Ace, who was ATK, and Julio Fulio, who was KTA. They started a war zone back in Jacksonville, Florida. See, Julio started rapping a long time ago, 2015, 2016, he was rapping, and back then, he was getting traction. People were starting to pay attention to him and his music. But this time period would also be when him and Yungeen Ace started to get into it.
Okay, so you're building a career, things are doing well. Back home in Florida, there was the whole beef that was kind of brewing with you and your people and Yungeen Ace and his people.
Yeah.
A bunch of started happening around that. In terms of your relationship with Yungeen Ace, did you guys know each other? And what was the whole, like the reason behind all the craziness that was happening?
Like, it wasn't no you, and it wasn't like we cool, like we was mutual. You get what I'm saying? Like, we used to hang around some of the same people.
And with KTA and ATK, the two gangs they were a part of, it was only a matter of time before it turned into more than just an argument or problems online. 2017, Julio's cousin got smoked in the house, shot at everyone, sadly killing Julio's cousin Zion and hitting Zion's sister, but she survived and later pointed out the killer in court, which ended up getting him sentenced to life. But Zion Dan was really turned Jacksonville into the war zone it is now.
Police make an arrest and that 18-year-old and injured a teenager. The teenager tells News4Jax that her family was woken up about 1:30 in the morning Saturday when a brick came crashing through a sliding glass door in the back of their house.
18-year-old Zion Brown was the only adult in the home, along with 2 teens, a 9-year-old and a 6-year-old boy. Today, police said DeAndre Thomas was the they charged him with.
This had everybody on edge, and it turns out that was somebody who allegedly had ties to Yungeen Ace. And like I said, this started the war. They was just going blow for blow after this situation. And what happened next would change Yungeen Ace's life forever.
Quadruple near the town center leaves 3 people dead and 1 injured. This happened just before 11 o'clock last night along Town Center Parkway near 295. Officers say that someone fired multiple shots into a car and then drove away. Last night, police did shut down a stretch of Town Center Parkway very close to the entrance of UNF as they investigated this. Right now, police have not said publicly if there was a motive or if there are suspects in this, and police are still looking to see if there's surveillance video that may be captured this.
3 of his peoples got killed right in front of him because they wanted to go out to eat. It was his little brother's birthday, and they wanted to just eat some food.
No, it was my little brother's birthday.
Okay.
And we was out there celebrating though.
And are you, like, you're eating and shit, are you even thinking about yourself as being in the kind of situation where you have to worry about people trying to ride on you?
I always got to worry about it, but I ain't gonna lie, we don't never go out to eat because we don't do nothing fun.
Right, yeah.
So that was like our first time going out like that. And like, I ain't gonna lie, we was slipping.
Just being too low key?
Just moving sloppy. We don't even move like that.
Just nothing on you?
We don't even move like that.
And so you're just walking out. And do you think that they were watching you the whole time you were in there?
Had to be.
Okay.
Ain't nobody just gonna just creep up on me like that.
Yeah.
They have to been sitting outside. It don't matter though, cause I don't know where they at.
And so this happened in the parking lot, or did they follow you?
They followed me at a red light.
Oh shit.
People like to blindside me.
And you were driving, or you were just in the car?
No, I wasn't driving. I was in the passenger side. They pulled up on my side.
And they just shot it up, and then they took off, so they were out of there like as soon as it happened?
When they shot it up, I was trying to shield my little brother.
Wow.
And then I was pushing us out the car on the other side. And by the time I got up, they was skirting away.
Holy. And so did they pass away like immediately on the scene, or did any of them have to fight in the hospital?
My blood little brother died on the scene. My little brother named 2 times. That's my closest brother. He died right there on the scene.
And you got shot 8 times in this, and somehow you're the only one who survived.
You know, they used to blame me. They used to say I did it.
What, set it up or something?
Yeah.
If you set it up and you still got shot 8 times, then you probably didn't do a very good job setting it up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do nothing to jeopardize my brother's life.
What the?
These are close people that was to me in my life.
That you've known since you were a little kid?
So I was way younger. My blood little brother, we used to share everything together. We used to eat together, shower together.
Jesus.
Cry together.
What's going through your head when you're there at the scene waiting for the cops to come or the ambulance or whatever?
I ain't gonna lie. See, I had called my girlfriend because she was down the street.
Okay.
So I called her and she was there, but all I could think about was them. I wasn't really worried about me. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't even know I was shot that many times. I just knew I was shot.
And he said himself that he knew he was moving wrong. He said they was moving wrong that day. They was moving careless. And it's really sad to have to live like that. He put himself in a position of where he gotta look over his shoulder 24/7 or he might die. But like I said, he said they was moving wrong that day. And it sadly was people in the area that was looking for him. Then on top of that, after all of them passed away, after he going through all this PTSD and all this trauma, he got booked. They sent him to jail because when everything went down, he had a gun on him and it violated his probation. It's crazy to think about. He was probably in jail hurting physically and mentally, but eventually he did get out and he was locked in. He was dropping his music, dropping his albums, just trying to build him a little career. He was just trying to make his money, but that don't mean Julio wasn't on BS during that time period. See, after everything went down, he was just online making fun of all Yungeen Ace people, his brothers, his friends, everything, and they was just lowballing each other. Every time they got into it, somebody would cross the boundary that shouldn't have been crossed. They dissing dead niggas, they dissing this person and that person, but to them, it didn't matter. Too much had already happened. All them boundaries got through out the window. And something that was probably in the back of y'all minds, Yungeen Ace and his peoples was probably thinking that Julio had something to do with it. They probably thought he had something to do with getting that ride shut up. And almost 8 months later, in February 2019, Julio man's Bibi got killed. And this hurt him. Julio was going through it. He made a song about Bibi's story, and this song was real dark. He rapped about how everybody around him felt like he was the one who got Bibi set up, and that Bibi would have still been alive if he wasn't around Julio. He basically wrote on how he had to face everybody around him, putting Bibi passing away on him. He said, "We fell in love with a I was killing. All my homies watched them. Everybody said it was my fault when they mamas cried. You don't know that feeling watching your homie die. Then his mamas and his sisters and his brothers put the blame on you. They say I set you up, like I ain't killed for you, like we ain't spin the block and killing ops, like we ain't missing you. Them bullets flew past me. Sometimes I wish they hit me too. Like Lord, he was 16 with a body on his belt. He was fighting all them demons, couldn't cope it by himself." Them lyrics is crazy. I'm not really finna dig into that, but y'all heard what he said. And that song did do numbers. It said nearly 10 million a day, but them people back in Jacksonville, they was watching. And Yungeen Ace right hand man, Queso, was on that. When Ace dropped that song, Bibi Story, as a tribute to his mans, Yungeen Ace homeboy Queso got online and dropped the diss track to that. And he was just disrespecting Bibi and all of Julio fallen man. This song was disrespectful as hell and probably had a part to play in making Jacksonville a worse place than what it already was. But during this time, it was crazy. Sometime after the song came out, they caught Julio lacking and they ain't missed. They hit him and his girlfriend. And the city was getting so bad, Julio came out saying it really wasn't no lines in any of these beefs. If you beefing in the city, they will do whatever it takes to get you. A war with no war crimes is what I like to call Jacksonville.
Death is a real sacred thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like, unfortunately, it just feels like between both of these songs and this beef, it just feels like it's there's just zero lines. Like everything's been crossed. Like it's.
I ain't gonna say it's a. Well, I ain't gonna cap it, to be honest, ain't no line. Like in my city, nobody don't go on, bro. Like everybody's straight on go, like 24/7 something. Ain't no line. It just keep getting escalated and up. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is.
Are you worried? Like, cause my thing is like I feel like the kind of energy y'all playing with, like, there's more people gonna end up dead, man. You know what I'm saying? It's. We've lost so many people in music, you know. You've lost so many of your friends.
Yeah.
When is like enough?
Yeah. I say really is not no enough, cause how it is, it's just a straight playing field. Ain't no rules in the streets. So people doing whatever to get at people either way, whether it's songs, catching a nigga with his wife, doing whatever to catch niggas.
Well, that happened to you, right? Your girl got shot. Is that right?
My car got shot up.
Your car got shot and your girl was in the car, right?
Yeah, I wasn't in the car. She was driving the car.
Did she get hit?
Yeah, but she good though.
And just remember what I said about the whole song thing. Just keep that in the back of your mind. It's gonna be real important later on. But soon after Julio got hit, Yungeen Ace got hit. He was at a hotel on a Sunday night and bro got ambushed. Person he was with passed away, but he survived. Officers was called to Hampton Inn at about 3:30 a.m. after reports of people being chased in the parking lot by others with guns. Waycross police said officers found 30-year-old Jamie Bucklands lying near the hotel's pool with gunshot wounds. Paramedics worked on him, but he was declared dead by the coroner. Inside the hotel, another person was found shot and injured, then taken to a hospital. People have no information on where Ace and his companions were or what may have led to the shooting, but the investigation led to the arrest of 3 Jacksonville men. And for even more context, Ace was in Georgia, and these people from Jacksonville just so happened to be at the same hotel he was at. I don't think so. And I'm pretty sure he knew that. But the thing is, with these shooters, all 3 of them got arrested because it was on camera. It was witnesses. People seen it. But that don't mean people in that Jacksonville area wasn't plotting on Julio. And just some months later, somebody from Jacksonville got their get back, and one of Julio people's passed away. And just really sit and think about how many people done died because of the beef between these two. And the thing is, I didn't even cover everybody who passed away. It was a lot more bodies that got dropped during this situation. But the problems Yungeen Ace and Julio done made in the streets done caused so much chaos. And I think the damage they done did was so bad that it can't be repaired. And all this leads to one of the biggest moments in the entire beef. One of the most disrespectful songs that have ever came out. 2021, Yungeen Ace comes out and dropped Who I Smoke. He came out sampling 1,000 Miles, where he was just dissing every dead nigga from Julio's side he could think of. But this song was so disrespectful that Vanessa Carlton, the woman who made 1,000 Wishes, was getting backlash. But she stood on what she did. She wanted to clear that sample, and she ain't care. But if I'm being honest, I don't think she understood how deep this shit really went. But she did respond to all the hate she was getting. To the white folks that have expressed anger and shock over my approval of 1,000 Miles and Yungeen Ace's song, I invite you to ask yourself, why do you feel this way? And then read this. She sent out an article named Sharecropping Blackness, White Supremacy and the Hyperconsumption of Black Popular Culture. Popular songs accompanied by white violence or tales of white violence aren't questioned. It's considered visceral and cinematic. She said here, we have Stuck in the Middle playing while a guy gets his ear cut off. Reservoir Dogs. And even though she might have thought she was promoting and helping out black culture, I disagree. If you don't understand the comparison she made at the end, she compared a song playing in a movie where a guy gets his ear cut off to a real life war between who knows how many black men and women. And her improving this song only hurt black people in the long run. And I say this because of how disrespectful that song was. That song disrespected that many people and caused who knows how many more problems between these two gangs in Jacksonville. And if we being honest, life in Jacksonville would have been better without the song. See, when this song came out, it went viral. You get on TikTok, you seen it. Instagram, you seen it. Facebook, you seen it. So think about all the mamas and brothers and kids who heard their dead relative getting dissed on this song because she allowed it to be clear. And look, before you say it, well, these niggas might have been doing bad in the streets. They might have killed people, but that don't mean they family members ain't grieving over them. But remember what I said, the song went viral, and it was probably plenty of people not understanding how dark the song was, and they was out playing it at parties, singing the lyrics, not knowing that they disrespected all of these dead niggas. But this song ain't come without no problems. A month later, Julio responded with his own remix. Julio comes out and remixes Fantasia's When I See You, where he did the same thing Ace did, but took it to another level. He started the song out with the news report where Yungeen Ace's 3 brothers got killed, but that wasn't all. This music video wasn't recorded in no normal place. He went to 23 Yungeen Ace's blood brothers' gravesite and recorded this music video. And it was like these niggas just kept going lower and lower, and when you thought they couldn't be no more disrespectful, they did it. But Julio diss went just as viral as Yungeen Ace's. This one sitting at 50 million. And if I'm being honest, it is real seeing this what my people turn to. These is 2 talented young niggas resorting to this. But what happened, and this ain't the end of the story. All this chaos between Ace and Julio took another life. Just a few weeks ago, Julio passed away. After all the dissing, after all the disrespect, after everything these two done been with together, Julio passed away. But leading up to his death, he was real public about having his birthday party. He had the address public, the Airbnb public, everything about where he was gonna be and what he was doing on his birthday was public information to anybody who wanted to do anything to him. And when his birthday came, they was ready. Billboard wrote, Born Julio was celebrating his 26th birthday Saturday night before relocating to Holiday Inn. According to his lawyer, the musician was ambush. The Tampa Police Department tells Billboard that law enforcement arrived to the scene after receiving a 911 call at about 4:40 a.m. There, they found a pair of vehicles that had been peppered with bullets in the parking lot. Julio was pronounced dead. 3 others was taken to the local hospital and was in stable condition. Before arriving to the hospital, the rapper and his crew was celebrating his birthday party at a nearby Airbnb, but claimed authorities shut it down and kicked him out. And like I said at the beginning of the video, Yungeen Ace ain't waste no time to drop this diss track on Julio. This was his #1 op. This was the nigga he hated more than anybody else on the planet, and he dropped that diss track quick. Just a few hours after he passed, Ace got on Twitter and said that boy going back the same day he came in. But he dropped this diss track, it's trending everywhere. #1 on YouTube, every media page posting about it. Everybody is talking about this diss track he just dropped. But people also felt like he was self-snitching. They was feeling like he was just giving the feds answers to everything they needed to know. What would change everything is when he dropped his second diss track, Game Over. One person wrote, "This might as well be a written confession, LOL." But there was one line in this song that was real scary. See, remember what I spoke about when Yungeen Ace got into that accident and the 3 people in the car died and he was the only one living? Well, that happened with Julio, but it was the exact opposite. 3 people lived and he was the only one that died. So what happened to him was the reverse of what happened to Ace. But the world don't think this Julio situation not gonna come without no repercussions. See, with everything these 2 done did in the streets, people starting to think a RICO case might be on the way. Cuff Boys even made a video on this exact topic.
So clearly this is going to escalate and get even worse. And I just think it's f***ed up. I mean, people are dying for no reason. It's a goddamn shame, but it's too far gone now. It's gonna keep happening until literally all of them are dead or in prison or a RICO trial happens. I'm not even trolling, I see a RICO trial happening here. Remember, all they gotta do is just prove that there was a gang, people in the gang were committing crimes and furtherance of the gang. Whether it's selling drugs or selling weapons, putting out bounties on people's heads and they get proof of that, it's over. And especially if someone snitches too. Because apparently that's what the YSL trial is like over half of it's just snitching, I would say.
But I'm not gonna lie, I don't think these problems gonna end no time soon. See, Julio still got people riding for him and Ace got people on his side. Julio death probably didn't do nothing but make Jacksonville a worse place. But there is one big question for Yungeen Ace's career. What is he gonna do? What is he gonna do now that his main op, the one person that he constantly dissing in the music, the person that done gave him his biggest songs and periods of attention, is gone? Well, I can't tell you what he gonna do in the future, but I can tell you what he doing right now. Ace is still getting attention on Julio because for whatever reason, after Julio passed, the person or whoever's still running his account still posting on it. And these not no tribute posts, these is some disrespectful ass Instagram posts. See, when Ace was dropping them diss tracks, Julio account was under his Instagram post commenting trash emojis, just trolling him, doing all that. He responded on some, even after death, you still trolling me. But it went from them just trolling in Ace comments to posting videos saying that Julio never gonna die cause he a demigod and that his grandma do voodoo so he gonna get brought back to life. All this kind of crazy talk. But this brings us to the latest problem Ace been in. He got into it with someone off No Jumper, a man named Brick Baby. The other day, he got on podcast with Adam. He was like, yo, I want to speak on something that nobody else did. So he get to talking. He was like, yeah, something nobody talking about. Yungeen Ace done lost about 6 different people since Julio passed.
We not going ATK KTA today?
Oh, that was last week.
Yeah, that was.
But it's been like bodies dropping. Like we might need to double back.
I haven't been 100% tuned in. So what? There's a Florida bloodshed going on.
A lot of Julio. I mean, a lot of what's the Yungeen
Ace, his boys.
Yeah, been dropping like 6 of them.
And that one sentence had Yungeen Ace people mad. So he said this on the interview, no context, no more talking on the situation, none of that. So Yungeen Ace people, they get online. Who did what? Who died? Nobody over here died. All of that. And so Ace people was all online talking about y'all podcaster don't know what y'all talking about. Blah, blah, blah. And Brick Baby ain't like this. He didn't like how Yungeen Ace people was speaking on him. So this nigga got online and crashed out. He was like, Ace and all his people banned from LA.
First and foremost, I'll never hit Florida without chopstick. Point blank period. So dead others. They don't want to hear all that tough ass. Second of all, Jacksonville ain't nothing but this big. I done been, check my resume. I done been to jail right there in Jasper Jennings on the hood, Hamilton County Jail. Spent there. Come on, bro. Stop playing before I have your OGs come whack one of you. Cuz stop playing, bro. On the hood. I watched the clickbait YouTube and I made a conversation. But guess what? LA don't gotta go to Florida. Yes, what you Florida gotta do. You gotta go to Atlanta, you gotta go to LA, you gotta go to New York, you gotta go everywhere where the gangland. Better watch your mouth for and really get to smushing on shit. Every time I say something, I say shout out to ATK, KTA, whatever the going on. I'm from RSC, Ruthless, Scandalous, Crafty. Dead homies and you, they can't come down here no more. Hey, none of you come down here for BET, Grammys, anything, till you clear that shit up on the internet and we spanking you, cuz. Dead homie.
He got online and threatened to get somebody smoked over something that he said. Now, I don't know if these the right niggas to say that to, because as y'all done seen throughout this whole video, people that mess with Yungeen Ace tend to not be alive. But I do hope this don't turn into nothing more than just some internet problems, but who knows when Yungeen Ace is involved. But what made everything even crazier, as I was editing this video, Brick Baby got online once again and he banned Yungeen Ace from more states.
And you get what I'm saying, Fizzles is allegedly Yungeen Ace's right man. So I'll be watching YouTube clips to catch up on it, and if they ever went to my YouTube page, I call everything across the board. I don't pick no sides. Like, I don't even know Julio. So for me to be mad about him dying, like, nigga, every day, B.
But it's mainly the fools on Yungeen Ace's side that are tripping on you.
They ain't tripping on me, boy.
Like,
them niggas wish they could trip on me.
Or trying to get.
I bet you on Rolling 60s, I bet you Yungeen Ace don't do no, until we holler, I bet you don't do no shows in Atlanta. Because I'm the king around that mother. You get what I'm saying? So you won't be doing no shows in Atlanta. You won't be doing no shows in the Carolina, nothing around there, bro. Like, come on, man. Like I ain't even tripping because your boys is getting into it. But at the end of the day, all y'all got to do is say, yeah, we overreacted to this shit. Because I said I watched the clickbait video. But the way you popping it, I don't never say sorry on the dead homies. I'm from 6-0. We barred none. God forgive, 60s don't, nigga.
But what exactly do they want an apology for, though? I don't get it.
Like, academics wants you to apologize, huh? I seen a clip on he's like, you should apologize.
Academics, shut up. Dead homies. Every time you get a chance to talk about me, all you sit in the house ass is on 6-7, nigga, don't get it. Nigga, the that y'all getting y'all information from is a house mouse too. On 6-7, don't come outside.
And y'all should have knew Ace was gonna challenge him. He challenged Brick Baby. Brick Baby all the way in LA talking about Ace banned from ATL, the Carolinas, all these places on the East Coast. Well, last night, guess where Yungeen Ace performed? He was out in the Carolinas and nothing happened to him. And I wouldn't be surprised if the nigga is in LA tomorrow or the next day. But I wish these niggas would stop beefing because there's just been so much going on. But I do want to know what Yungeen Ace gonna do with his career. Similar to the artist from my last video, Ice Spice. She at the lowest she ever been in her career, but what led her to that moment? What did she do to make people not care about her as much? Well, what happened is on screen right now.